I'm going to that store's facility and see what they're selling it for online. And if it's the same price, that's okay. If it's got free shipping attached to it, and I'm shipping to Arkansas and Texas and wherever, Georgia, okay, what do you say? Yes.
So as a business, then, you need to really make sure that your website is ready for the holiday season.
Correct.
Okay. And also, if you are unable to have all that up on your website, would you, or maybe you don't have it on your website, would you recommend a business establishment to offer something in the store to make sure that they don't lose that customer? What would some recommendations be?
Absolutely so. If you don't have an online presence, you can put a little banner up there and say, free shipping, and one thing, you're taking a load off the consumer's back. They don't have to find a UPS store. They don't have to find a FedEx location. So,
they don't have to wrap it.
They don't have to wrap it, yeah.
Richard does all the wrapping in our house. So
and finding boxes to fit all the stuff in isn't cheap either.
Oh, Lordy,
so,
yes.
If they're willing to take that load off of you, hey, my suggestion is do it. Do it now on laying it out there. But, the thing that we have to look at, when we look at these online factors is I'm not worried about so much how many visitors you get to your website. I'm not saying that's not an important number because it is. But what's important, are you getting the click-through? The click-through is gold because after that comes the sale. If you're competitive on the sales side, which we'll deal more of here in a little bit, that'll take care of itself. But the click-through is you have enticed them. You have put images, your verbiage, the physical location of it on a web page in just the right spot for them. And that is a difficult thing to do. I mean, it sounds really easy. I'll go get a website and I'll put a few images up there, buy now button, and let her rip. But that's not enough. You really have to get strategic and think about this. Are you going to put your highest price object first? You're going to put your lowest price object first? Or are you going to put your best seller first?
So that's where the strategic plan has to be put in motion before you even start this holiday season, and it is started, like it or not.
It's here. We're in the middle of it now.
You have to be ready by creating, again, a very specific call to action that you want those visiting, whether they come into your store, whether they are going onto your website. Some stores just have a web presence. They don't even have a physical location anymore. There's a number of those stores. I mean, look at Amazon. All of those items. So what is your goal? What's your marketing goal? How are you going to be engaging with your customers? What's your social media presence like? Are you attracting people to your social media sites by providing them maybe a little incentive for liking you on Facebook and following you and engaging with you? Are you making them feel special? What is it that you're doing that's going to help you reach more customers? Because ultimately, that's what social media should be doing for you.
Correct. Social media is where you're going out and getting to know people. You're connecting with people. You're liking people. You're tweeting, whatever it is that is the thing that you do. But this whole thing still comes around. Mm-hmm. You still have to connect with the individual. You still have to connect with that person on a personal level, even though you're looking at everything perhaps through a monitor. Mm-hmm. You still have to have that engagement. So when we start looking at all the variables out there, first thing, once you get them there, the first thing that's going to happen is the navigation on your website. Is it clear? Is it easy? Is it user-friendly? Do all the links work? Just because you set them 6 months ago doesn't not does not necessarily mean they're working today. There's all kind of gremlins running around out there on the web that can take this down. There's all kinds of stuff going on out there right now with people getting hacked and all these things that are going on. And it's not just a little issue if you do get hacked, or you get somebody that puts a malicious line of code in your site that gets Google to shut you down. Of course, if Google shuts you down, Yahoo, Bing, and all the rest of them go right along with it because they have the same algorithms that everybody's looking for. So, you have to be out there in kind of like an omnidirectional position where you're putting marketing information out through all the channels all the time.
What do you feel would be the best way to stay focused on that so that you are not falling behind as far as making sure that you have your campaign set up properly, or that you have a clear direction and making sure you're checking all these things? Would it be like a marketing calendar or a checklist, or what would you recommend?
You need a checklist, okay, but I don't think that's the beginning for me. I would begin with a marketing calendar. I would mark those dates, like right now. Get those dates that we mentioned. Yes. Okay. So here's November. This is the beginning of the big season. Okay, so you've got to put that down. Do you have all your merchandise in? Do you have it stocked in a way that when people start buying it, that you can efficiently replace it? Go back, get it out of stock, bring it up front, and let it go. So there's a lot of moving parts that we're working with in here on laying this out. But each part has to work succinctly. It's just like gears meshing on running your car. You've got to put it together, and really deep thinking is required to get this done on that. But once you do it, and once you get this stuff laid out, you don't have to do it for the rest of the season on that, because it's there. Now, the key word I use there for the rest of the season, because in January there's a whole new season that's coming up and things have to change. I don't necessarily want to go there yet, but we've got the white sales that are coming on in January. We got Valentine's Day. We got all these things that are happening. I know. In fact, again, the National Retail Federation says that November, December, and January are those 3 months you really need to be very focused on what your offers are, what your campaigns are, because that's where 20 to 40% of your yearly sales come in if you're a retail establishment. Correct. 20 to 40% of your yearly sales come in those 3 months. So the last 2 months of the year, and then you're starting off in January. Yeah, because this whole thing really starts not on a specific date, but around a specific event, and that event is back to school. And that's August or September, depending whether you live in the north or the south. But that's the event, because you're going out and you're starting to spend money. And you said 40% of the budget and everything at this point in time is spent in that time frame for what we're looking at. So this thing is, you need to be very strategic, and you need to get yourself that marketing calendar, and you need to mark down what you're doing. If you haven't done it, it's never too late to get it done. You've got 7 weeks to Christmas right now, I believe it is. Countdown. Countdown. So go out there and lay out every day what you're going to do. When you're on your website or in your storefront, what is the lead item that you're going to show? Is it an item you're trying to get rid of, or is it the hottest selling item that you possess? Very strategic decisions. You can have big debates on that, which one you want to go to, So you have to look at it from that standpoint. But we're here. We're coming up on Thanksgiving. Black Friday's largest shopping day of the year, period. And so we look at those, and we come back into Cyber Monday, the largest shopping day, the Monday following Thanksgiving. And also, that Small Business Saturday there between Thanksgiving and Black Friday and Cyber Monday, it was started by American Express. Correct. And I'm trying to think how many years ago. Was it 4 or 5? 4 or 5 years ago? I'm not sure. It's a great
program, you can, to go to smallbusinesssaturday.com website and read a little bit about it and how you can actually encourage people to buy local. That's the whole purpose of it, is to bring awareness to all of the local merchants in your area. There's a number of different facilities that will put on maybe vendor tables that you can maybe grab and be there, especially home-based businesses, different crafts, different businesses that sell crafts, where they can actually tap into an association where they're going to be promoting the whole event and bring the people to you, because that's what we have to focus on, is how are we going to reach the people? And that's why I love Small Business Saturdays so much, because it is that emphasis on buying local. So if you see information out on social media for your community, or if you know of some buy local events that are happening on Small Business Saturday, definitely help spread the news, and also go look and see what they have. There's, I'm kind of beyond that point of buying all the, I love homemade gifts. I loved something unique. I love different things, and I used to make those. That was another whole other life.
When you had free time, right?
Yeah, free time, when I was a stay-at-home mom. But, now it's like I love to find something unique. And the best times to go out. I know there's a lot of craft shows throughout the whole month of November, the months of November and December. So you can go to different church bazaars, etc. But Small Business Saturday really lets you go down into the little downtown areas. Here in Brevard, we have downtown Melbourne. We have, Cocoa Village. I know Titusville has a beautiful downtown area. Cocoa Beach. They all do. All of our little towns. We live in a little town called Satellite Beach, and they have the Founders Day, which is this Saturday, I believe.
Yes.
And they'll have a bazaar and everything. So go take advantage of, meeting people, networking, and also spreading, goodwill, and just get to know these individuals. And oh my gosh, I know you'll find something unique. And what you're doing is you're contributing back into your economy,
to the local economy.
Exactly.
At the very hub of what's there. Small businesses. Mm-hmm. Small businesses still drive this nation.
They really do. Now, some of the other offers that businesses can actually put in place too, Richard. It isn't just driving people into the store on their website. We want to do that, but we have to do it again with that specific call to action. And incite them, give them some kind of an incentive to want to either download something or, click on a button on a social media site to go to the website or come into the actual store. So you need to, I guess, as a retail or as a business person, and it's not just for those that are business to consumer, but business to business can definitely take advantage, or I shouldn't say take advantage. They need to use this holiday season to their benefit to get more awareness out for them as well and their services. So there's a number of different type of offers. There's discounts, downloads. As a business to business, you could offer maybe a free tip sheet of some sort that would then lead them somewhere to your website to purchase something from you. There's also different, with the nonprofits, different ways they can entice you to support their cause, especially with the Giving Tuesday. And also, a number of us do events. So what would be a creative idea, Richard, for events during the holiday season to get more purchases for an upcoming event, perhaps in the first of the year?
Well, first of all, you want to make your event very enticing. You can have the fanciest presentation that's there. You can have one of the square tents and have everything under it, or you can just have a table out there. How you present it is not as important as how you present yourself. So, you've got to be not behind your table, which I know is shocking. How can I do business if I'm not behind the table? You need to be in front of your table where you can meet people, where you can shake hands, where you can say hi, where you can pick up business cards, where you can hand out flyers, where you can just get that sense of meeting people and wanting to know what's going on. So that whole thing is there. Or you can even